For the Jesup, the most important piece, and I think the most valuable piece for us, was the opportunity to make solid connections with a couple of community organizations that have made a significant difference in our ability to present really high quality programming. We had the grant that we were working on gave us an opportunity to be seen as a significant player in making the connection, programming connection with the Jackson Laboratory. It also strengthened our opportunity to be an active programming participant within the Acadia Night Sky Festival, which is a program in the fall that attracts people from all over the world. And the library is a significant component of the programming. There's a whole day that the programming is in the library, and it's anywhere between 5 and 7 programs at the library that day over the course of the whole day. So I think that that was for us a really significant portion of this process. I think the other part of it is the intentionality in developing a programming focus in this area. We dabble in a wide variety of programming, but we've been thinking about the idea of trying to pull in more STEM kind of programming for a while. This gave us a way to really focus on it. And while there were aspects of the planning process that were a little complicated to work through, I think that the end result was that we were able to present a more focused and coherent approach to what we wanted to do. Helped us define it, helped us get it in a narrow enough framework that we were able to be successful at what we set out to do. So that was a big help for us. We always think we can do more than we really are able to accomplish. So for us, I think the biggest challenge was coming to a realistic understanding about what we were going to be able to accomplish. So at the beginning of the process, we laid out some really ambitious programming plans, and while we were successful in a chunk of it, we weren't able to accomplish all we wanted. From our point of view, that still means we were successful in what we did. It's a little frustrating to think that we weren't able to accomplish all of what we had hoped. That said, I think that the challenge aspect of it makes you think more intentionally about what it is and why you're doing it. So I think that if you can take the challenge aspect of it and think of that as a positive to make your planning and your development functions work better and not spend so much time beating your head against the wall, which is what most of us tend to do when we are facing challenges of one sort or another. From our perspective, the reason we were really excited about this opportunity to participate in this was because we consciously try to have programming for everybody in our community. I have a joke about the fact that we should have one program each year for everybody in our community. We haven't gotten there yet, but the idea is to present something to everybody in the community that will be of interest and catch their enthusiasm. And we know that there are a lot of people in our community who are interested in science areas. Part of the trick for us was finding programming focuses that were not already being managed by other organizations in the community. So for us, there's a large interest in citizen science around biology and ecology. So there was, we made a very early decision that we were not going to be involved in that. There was already plenty of interest and support for that. So we decided to focus on the topics of genetics because we have 2 major biological research areas that are focusing on genetics in our area. We also decided to focus on astronomy because of the Acadia Night Sky Festival and the other possibilities for programming around astronomy. And then the third area that we focused on, which is the one we weren't able to accomplish as much as we had hoped, having to do with hands-on technology. But we've begun to introduce that to the community, and I think that that is something that we have plenty of opportunity for growing over time. So I'm comfortable with that. But what we were very seriously trying to figure out was while the library overall is looking to be supportive of STEM interests, keeping it focused on the parts that we could do within our community was a really important piece. So I think if you think of the whole STEM field as your field, you really need to narrow it down to what is manageable within your community and what makes sense for your particular institution. But I think that if you are serious about trying to have something for everybody in your community, that this has to be a significant portion of what it is that you're offering.